Yo, what is up, plebs? Back with another smoke video, or nades video, should I say. Cobblestone was close in second place behind Mirage, so that's what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to try and make this one a little bit shorter because there are a few complaints about the length of the last one. Apparently 20 minutes is too long for all the nades you can throw on Mirage, but each their own, I suppose. So straight out of T-spawn, this horizontal ledge of the concrete right up the stairs, and you want to aim where this corner of the roof and the castle part intersect up with this corner in the air, so it's going to be around about there. I use my crosshair as a dictate for that, but so that's real easy for me. And that's your lane smoke. Straight out of T-spawn. So coming over towards B long, you can also smoke lane from coffin. Just whilst we're talking about lanes, so if you aim like the second corner right here and out to the sky, once that's sky high, that is going to land in lane as well. Admittedly, more towards plat, but I suppose that's irrelevant. A few people are asking for more basic smoke, so broken wall is just you run or you walk forward, whatever you want to do, and you can throw it off that box and it'll land towards broken wall. But if you need a more accurate and consistent lineup, if you use the this brown window right here and you go to like the bottom right hand side of it, and then you just bring your mouse down until it meets where this would intersect all the way across. So round over there, and then just to the right a few pixels, just so that the smoke doesn't go inside that window when it bounces off the wall. And that'll give you a more consistent and more accurate broken wall smoke. So I'll move over to the NIP smokes now as well. I'm not going to spend too much time on these because I'll probably get roasted for copying these off someone else's video. But just in case people are unaware or haven't seen any other cobble smoke videos and watch mine. So the Freiburg smoke is on this crack right here, and you want to be just out to the right of it. You don't exactly want to be directly on top of it. So you can just be out to the right of it a little bit, and you can see this glitchy line that sort of runs all the way across the wall there. You can see it all the way down to there and even out there. So you want to come to the left hand side of this window, down to the crack, and then just up a little bit, and then jump through that. And depending on how precise you are, it might land on the floor, but if you work on it a lot, it should land on the ledge, like that. So that's the Freiburg smoke. The threat smoke is from the top right hand corner of this concrete ledge. So I'm going to line up on that, and then if you sort of, you can see this white brick here, and there's like a squiggly line that comes down as well. So if you look at this white dot on my crosshair is, should be pretty clear to you now that I move my crosshair away. You want to aim at that and jump throw, and that will give you a, from the CT's perspective, a right hand side of the sight smoke there. Looks very shallow, but when the other two smokes are combined with it, it's really effective for what it needs to do. And the forest smoke is you wedge yourself in between this flower pot and the concrete ledge here, and you aim at exactly the same white dot that you did for the threat smoke. So you can see this white brick here, squiggle, and then you can see that white dot there again. If I move my crosshair away, it should be real clear to you. So you aim at that again, and just to the left of it to be a little more precise, because sometimes it can bounce too hard off the roof and just go flying into the site, which it's not meant to do. So that will land right there, and the purpose of these three smokes is to, you combine these three with a lane smoke, and essentially the one or two at max CTs that are in the site will have to fight all 4 or 5 of the Ts that are executing on towards B, or they're going to have to fall back through the smokes and wait for them to fade before they can actually regroup and retake effectively. So you can combine them with a few Molotovs and stuff, but I'll go over them a little bit later once we're off the smokes. A few other smokes that you can throw. So from the, if you got B long control and you walk in between this box and the wall, and you aim in between the top left hand corner of this box and this this roof right here, just like that, left click, that's a not a balcony, a condor smoke. Lands on the other side, but because they're like a sphere, still smokes off con really well. And a drop smoke or E-box smoke, if you come right into this corner right here and you aim, there's like 2 flat looking dots, and if you aim at the right hand one, you just left click, that will smoke off E-box for you, so that cities playing that area have to rotate somewhere else. So that's all the normal B site smokes. Moving on towards A. There's the condor. So if you, there's 2 windows and 3 windows. If you go to the set of 3 and the first window across, and you just look at this corner right here, and you walk through, that'll give you a door smoke. And if you go to the pillar just to the right of that window, into the middle of that pillar, and you look at the corner again and walk through, exactly the same, but just a different position to stand, that'll actually give you a storage room, rat room, vent room, whatever you want to call it, smoke in there as well. You can actually do the 2 sides of swap. So if you do, we'll do the right side of swap. So essentially just where these two corners meet in the air, like that. That'll give you a right side of swap. Or van, or whatever the hell you want to call that. And for the right side of, left side, sorry, SWAT, you go like the top left hand corner of this, and you line it up with where this corner would intersect it in the air as well. And you throw that. And that'll give you a left side of SWAT. You can smoke balcony from down here on the ramp. So if you go right into this corner, this is only meant to work on 64 tick, but I fixed it for 128. So if you actually come up, you can see like this white dot on the ledge there, and you can actually see it from all the way back down in this corner. So if you actually just aim at that white dot and you jump throw, that'll give you a balcony smoke, even on 128 tick. And a few different smokes now as well, just before we get into the Molotovs. So I know nobody will have seen this one because I basically made it up. So you can see like this cutout section with the roof here, like it like cuts out before it comes back out of the bricks. If you line up that wall with this wall right here, and if you're on classic view models, you can see like my thumb, there's like an angle on it which will line up with the roof here, the corner of this roof right here. So you want to line up that angle like that, and then put your thumb so it's actually on top of the roof instead. And then you want to run forward and jump throw, and that should give you a door smoke from memory. There's your door smoke from way out the top of T-spawn. You can also smoke B long from CT spawn here. So if you go right up to this corner and you aim to this corner and just out to the left a little bit so it doesn't actually clip that corner. Now with this one you don't want to run too short because it won't be that useful, but you also don't want to run too far. So you only want to run like a step, but it's almost not even a full step. It's like, I'll just show you. So you just want to get like a little bit of forward momentum. I think you do actually have a bit of leeway with that. Like you can go a little bit forward with that, so you can step like an extra, like half a step or so, just until you're like starting to come down, and that'll actually bounce a bit deeper. But that is risky because if you run too far, it's just gonna fly over this shit, like right here, and be relatively useless. So you can either have a real deep one, which is like the smoke's there, so you got like that kind of area, or you can have it like a normal long smoke. But you just gotta be a little bit more careful with that. So we've done SWAT left side, right side. We've done rat room, balcony. So moving on to Molotovs now, I suppose. So you can actually smoke, if you manage to get stables control, sorry, not smoke, if you manage to get stables control, you can Molotov door if you line up with the right hand side of this door in stables. And it's hard to see because they got this tree here, but you can sort of see like this middle line here. If you just aim at the top of that essentially, and then up to where you can see the top of the castle peeking through the trees there, and you just run through that, that'll actually bounce off into Condor. And you can molly balcony as well from essentially the same lineup. If you just aim at this pylon here that's like sticking out from the roof there, and you just want to run forward and throw that, and that will bounce into balcony, and that will Molotov off all of that for you. Now for flashes, there are quite a few flashes you can actually throw. So I'll start up in drop room. So from drop room you can stand in this corner, and this corner back here, and you can just throw at the top of the light, and that one will just bounce past here. You can also stand, if you come like to the long arch here and you just walk back like a few planks, I suppose to like this dirty as fuck plank right here, and you just aim at the just underneath that like sticking out bit of the concrete there, and you just left like that, and that will actually just bounce past drop. If you're right, so like if there's people underneath drop that are just looking up, that'll full blind them. And if you're right in this corner, you can actually do this from the other corner as well, but this corner is the best for it. You see like this, it's like a flat edge there for the concrete bit sticking out there again. You want to just aim at that and then just like run a step and throw, and that will bounce straight into drop and just past the little ledge there as well. So there's some flashes for drop. There's if you're a city side, there's B long flashes. So if you're behind statue here, you aim like this the top of this brown window. You can sort of throw that from anywhere around this region. You can even go to the right hand side and toss it, but that's gonna fucking blind you as well. If you go around to this corner as well, and you aim at the top of this corner here, and you toss that. That'll actually pop just in front of the box, so that you can have like a teammate playing here or on the stairs, and they can pick up as that flash is even coming in, because it's not going to pop anywhere within their vision. Going towards middle, it's actually, I only toss one flash in middle, but I can toss them to two different positions. So if you come onto the rock here, and you can see like this darkened area, and you just aim at the top part of that darkened area. And the same flash you can toss from here if you aim at essentially exactly the same place towards the door. And the thing about this flash is it literally just pops past the door and basically gives no warning. So it even partially blinds people playing up here. Anybody anywhere in drop room, including danger if they're like holding here, waiting for you to just push past the door. Obviously they're like here, you'll see them anyway, so that won't really matter. But here, past the door, just past the door as well. So that blinds a lot of all of mid. And a few long pop flashes. If you're back at the back of this arch again, and you throw it right, that will pop just past the ledge as well. So if anybody's holding like real deep for long, I suppose a bit more shallow would be a bit more effective, but that gets people playing like in this corner who are actively trying to look for frags and not just hiding. And you can also do from right in this corner here, if you sort of look at this wall right here and then like across out from the light there, but on the still on that like sticking out section of the wall, and you jump through that, and that will fly over and pop in long, which will blind basically anybody playing here. I think even on hay actually. Yeah, that should still get hay to a degree. So done the B flashes, the Molotovs as well, and the smokes. So this one was actually relatively quick. But yeah, that's a lot of the useful nades, or basically 99% of the useful nades you need to know. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at king-au. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch. It's the same, /king-au. I'll leave links to those in the description, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed. Latest bitches.